It was one time.
Oh, really?
One time.
Straight away?
Straight away. Pregnant.
I feel like we went through a bit of a movement where men kind of wanted a mummy.
Yeah.
They want, and I don't want to be a mummy to a grown adult. Hello and welcome back to The Feminine Perspective. My name is Emily.
And I'm Verity.
So today we wanted to talk about motherhood because you have a lot of experience in this, and we just wanted to touch on Verity's story because obviously you were a young mum.
I was a young mum.
So let's go from the beginning. So we'll go, so how old were you? What happened? Give the whole backstory of how you met, how it came about. Take it away.
So I first met when I gave birth to her. Sorry. No, so I met his dad when I was 14.
Mm-hmm.
And we met through his cousin.
Yeah.
And he's actually from Manchester. And I was like I was around her house looking at like her pictures and stuff. And I was like, oh, who's that? And she's like, oh, that's my cousin. And I was like, oh, he's all right. And she was like, you can't get with my cousin. And I was like, okay.
You're like, watch me.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay.
So how old were you?
I was 14.
Okay. It's young, yeah.
Young. So he was 16. No, 15 he was. So he's 2 school years older than me.
Yeah. But just a year older, technically.
Technically. Well, he was born in 87, so I'm born in 89.
Oh, okay, so it is, yeah.
Yeah, so 2 school years older than me. Mm-hmm. So we first met when I was 14, and nothing really happened. And then when I was a little bit older, so like heading towards 15, we started talking. Like I don't actually remember how we started talking. I think I got his number somehow, whether it was through her or whatever, and we would spend hours and hours and hours and hours on the phone together. Really? Yeah. Because
even at 14.
Even at 14.
What did you talk about?
I don't know, but back then we had house phones, and they weren't cordless either, so we had a cord. So my house phone was in the like hallway, and I had to have a conversation privately in the kitchen. So I would pull the phone all the way through into the kitchen, shut the door, and then you'd be able to have a private conversation. Yeah. We would talk about all sorts of things, school, different things like that.
How did you get connected?
Like through his cousin.
So did she like get you to meet first? Is that how you got each other's number? Like what happened?
I can't remember the exact way that we ended up getting each other's number. I presume it was through his cousin, but his cousin, I knew that she wasn't very keen on me having his number. So okay. I don't know if that's how we ended up with it, but I'm presuming it must have been because Facebook wasn't a thing, Instagram wasn't a thing, we didn't have social media back then. Yeah. So I got his number, we started talking, and then he came to stay at my house.
Oh really? Just from straight off the bat?
Yeah. We'd been kind of together or talking for a good few months, and then he came to stay at my house in the summer.
Yeah. Did he live in the same area or did he live further away?
No, lived in Manchester.
Oh, how far was that from you?
Like 2.5 hours.
Oh damn, okay.
Yeah, very far. So he came to stay in August one summer, and we obviously got intimate. And literally he is not going to want to hear this, but it was one time.
Oh really?
One time.
Straight away?
Straight away. Pregnant. Just once. Like,
oh my god.
yeah.
That's unlucky.
Or lucky.
It is in a way. You know what I mean though. Yeah.
Like I wouldn't change it for the world.
And that was your first time as well?
No, it wasn't. So things were different back then. No.
How old were you when was your first time?
I was 14.
Okay.
Yeah, but it wasn't with him.
Yeah.
So
why didn't that progress, the first person?
Oh.
Go on, let's quickly dive into
I have
that.
a habit of like friends, family members. That's so bad. That was, oh God, that was my friend's brother.
Yeah. Oh,
and
damn.
that really caused a rift in our...
Was she not happy about
She was really pissed off, which I can understand now.
You still friends with her?
No, but we did make up on a bus once.
Okay, that's
good. We hated each other. Well, she hated me for a long time,
yeah.
and then on the bus, she decided she was going to be friends with me again, which I was very happy about.
Yeah.
How old were you?
I was quite late to the party. I was 18.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was quite late to the party with my first time, because that was one thing I was really firm on. I always said that I wanted to wait for the right person, and I had the intention of it only was saving myself for one person. Obviously, that's not how that ended up, unfortunately, because obviously, you know. But at the time, like, I met my first boyfriend, and yeah, that's why I was a little bit older, you know. Like I'd dated guys before that, but I was so firm. I never ever slept with them.
See, I really admire that. I think for me it was like, what is this thing everyone's talking about?
Yeah.
And also you kind of feel like, especially at that age, and I don't know if you did ever feel pressure to have sex, but
yeah,
our generation, it was a definite like
really?
Pressure. Yeah. If you were a virgin, there was going to be, well, you were kind of left out of all the chat. Do you know what I mean? If you've not had those experiences, it's like you couldn't really relate to people.
Yeah. I had some I think so. I got put on the pill when I was 15, and I think this factored into why I didn't, because I really struggled with sex in the beginning. Like, I had a really bad relationship with it, so I think that sort of factored into just, I wasn't really interested. I didn't have those urges or those feelings because my mum put me on the pill at 15, and I wasn't happy about it at first, because I was like, I'm not having sex, and she was like, you can't plan those things, like blah blah blah, and I get why, but yeah, all of the symptoms I guess I had of being on the pill, it then took for me to come off it to then realize that was the problem.
Right.
So when I was 18, I really didn't have any experience at all. I didn't have any sort of like urges really before that. I just did it because, you know, I then met my first boyfriend, and like, I loved him, you know, so I thought that was going to be forever, you know. And I struggled because, so me and my friend, we went to college together, and she lost her virginity at the same time. And she used to say to me, sex is great, like blah blah blah, and I'd be like, what are you experiencing? Because I'm not experiencing that.
I love that you say that, because I too also felt the same way about sex.
Did you? Yeah.
Right up until my early 20s.
Yeah, me too.
And I could not understand what all the fuss was about.
Yeah.
I was very much like, I could take it or leave it. In fact, if I didn't have sex for like a year, there was no skin off my back.
Yeah.
I wasn't bothered. I think as you get older, your libido kind of increases.
It does, yeah.
And especially for women, like, I hit my late 20s, early 30s, and oh my god, all of a sudden I was like, wow, this is how men must feel. I suddenly appreciate how they feel, whereas before I was like,
not interested,
not bothered.
I'd speak to her about it all the time, and she would say like, oh, you know, try this, and so I'd go and try it, and I'd be like, I'm not getting that feeling that you're talking about, you know. And I remember one day I was with her, and I cried because I was so frustrated. And when I was that age, when I was younger, I labeled myself as asexual, because I thought I thought there was something wrong with me. And I thought, well, there must be a reason why, you know. And then you Google it, and I would Google it, and it would say like, some women can't orgasm and things like that. So I just thought, maybe that's just me, you know, and I accepted it, you know. So my first boyfriend, it was like that. Then he cheated on me, and then I never was interested again. Obviously I stayed with him for like another 8 months, because I was with him for 1.5 years, and he cheated on me halfway through.
This is the guy we spoke about in one of the episodes.
Yeah. And so I was with him for that long, and then obviously he cheated on me, so then I didn't want to sleep with him. Then my second boyfriend, I was on the pill throughout that as well. Sex was better. I felt like the connection was better. Maybe he knew more what he was doing as well.
He'd got the experience at this time.
And I was 19 to 21 when I was with the second one.
Okay.
And it's so weird, like when I broke up with the first guy, because I was with him for so long, and even still, it's so weird. Like, I do think things happen for a reason, because, sorry, I know we're segueing off, but we'll come back to it. Don't worry. Yeah.
We always do.
Yeah. So when I was with that first guy, obviously he cheated on me halfway through, and I stayed with him, but then I felt like I'd sort of lost you know, when you sit there and you think, I've lost my opportunity to break up with him now, because I'd stayed that long.
Yeah.
And one day, I literally don't know how it even come about. We just ended up talking about it, and I just broke up with him, and it genuinely did come out of nowhere for me, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then literally 2 weeks after that, I met my then second boyfriend, And then obviously I feel like when you're young you get with them super quick, don't you, because like you've not had the experience, so you love so openly, you know?
do, yeah. And it's more acceptable, I think, when you're younger. Like if you watch an older person jump from relationship to relationship, it's like
why?
People judge you, I think. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have done that at times in my life, you know. But I think there's more judgment, whereas when you're younger, nobody's judging, really.
Yeah. I think because when you get older, you start to see people actually, like, I think when you're younger, you know, you do love so openly, whereas when you get older, you've been burned a few times, so, and then you're sort of more aware of these negative traits, you know. Like, I definitely now am a lot more careful dating. Like, if someone, you know, wanted to progress with me really quickly, I'd be like, whoa, you know, you're giving me love bombing. That's how I would feel. Whereas back then, you know, so then I had a 2-year relationship with him. It was better, but it still like wasn't, you know, it was a lot better, but you know, I didn't realize that the pill was affecting me. And then after I broke up with him, I took a long time out. After that, I had a lot of work I needed to do, some like unhealed trauma that I had to deal with, and that's when I went through like a real spiritual change in myself. And I took the time, and I had a massive glow up during this time as well, because I grew up mentally first, and then the physical came with it. So I really changed, but because I wasn't with him anymore and I didn't have any interest in being with anyone, I took myself off the pill, and it was just, I just had this intuitive gut feeling that was telling me to come off of it. And then when I came off of it, I then met another guy, started dating him. This is like later on, and sex was great. And I then started to get those feelings, you know, like
do you think it was the pill that suppressed it?
Yes, for sure. Yeah. And I, you know, I started to feel like I wanted to sleep with him, you know what I mean? And like I learned a lot with him, I would say. And then I just dated him for a little bit, and then I met my then next boyfriend, who was the guy who I talked about, you know.
Oh yeah, I know who you're on about. That guy.
The one whose girl we've been friends, you know what I mean? Who gave me the ultimatum. That one. I think it was episode 5 we talked about him. Yeah. The ex, the dream, and the whatever the episode
and
was
there's
called.
Something else.
The secret girlfriend, that was it. Yeah. So then I met him, and obviously again I was young, and I was very open to love bombing, and I got with him, and he was probably like at the time like the best person I had been with. Like, you know, he, of course, like classic, you know, they love bomb you, and you think that you know, I thought for that very small period, I was like, oh my God, this is the one, because he was perfect in the beginning. We had such an intense connection. It was a very intense relationship. And I was with him, and then I thought, oh, well, now this is the one. So I put myself back on the pill, because I thought, you know, just be safe. And as soon as I went back on it, the same thing happened again. Like, when we'd sleep together, I wouldn't, sorry to be like about it, but like I wouldn't reach orgasm. And it was, but now I'd had the experience of good sex, and obviously I had been with him before, so I thought, well, it's not him. Thank God. Otherwise I'd have been like, oh, it's just him. You know?
It's you. Yeah.
But it wasn't until that, and I literally put myself on it for a month, and I said to him, thankfully he was really cool about it, and I said to him, I was like, I'm really sorry, like I have to come off this, because it's not working for me. So
like, what did you do instead?
Just was more careful, like used condoms, things like that.
Yeah.
But like I then literally a month, and another thing as well, it really increased my appetite massively. Like I normally know how much I eat, and like I normally like for a big pizza, 3 slices does me. You know, normally it's always been like that, but then when I put myself back on the pill, I could eat the whole thing and I'd still be hungry.
I think, or like not oral contraceptive, but like hormonal contraceptive has a lot to answer for, you know, because when I was on the implant, I got really bad acne, really bad. I'd never had acne before in my life, and then I got put on the implant. I got really bad acne, gained weight, bled all the time, but you know, it's like, actually, and then also you don't know what you're putting in your body, and there's a part of me that thinks, like, obviously we've got, and again, this isn't fact checked, it's just an opinion, but we've got rising infertility rates, and I know people are choosing to have children later, but I genuinely believe that hormonal contraception has played a role
100%.
in
I
that.
agree. Yeah.
And that's
I think it's so bad.
Yeah.
So bad. Anyone, I urge you, if you're young, obviously, like, just please be careful.
Yeah, I'm
but
like, oh.
I really wouldn't.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't put my children on that personally. It's a carcinogenic now, isn't it?
Is it? I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, you know, I think obviously it's important to take precaution. You know, otherwise you do end up with a pregnancy.
Yeah.
But it's about what's the best thing for you. And I'm really surprised that they haven't considered, like, at the moment, the only non-hormonal options that they have are the coil, the copper coil, and also the, like, condoms.
Yeah.
Why have we got nothing else? Why has nobody tried to figure out a way?
Yeah.
Or, like, I know there's the male pill, but that's really, like, just
there?
there's a male pill.
Hmm.
It's in trials at the moment.
See, I think that should be more focused on men, because women can only get pregnant once in 9 months.
Yeah.
You know, and then maybe straight away after that, but probably not, you know.
Yeah.
Especially if you then have a C-section and all the other things. So, like, realistically, you could probably have one, maybe get pregnant twice in a year, maybe. But like, you could impregnate loads of women.
Thousands.
So, like, why is it so focused on women?
I think my reasoning for that would be, I suppose, and again, I'm not saying this is right, but ultimately the responsibility then lays with the woman in the sense of it's her body, it's her choice. And we kind of, I mean, I don't want to go back into kind of what we talked about a couple of episodes ago, but it's her body, it's her choice. And actually, would I trust that a guy had taken oral contraceptive or like the pill or whatever it is? I'd want to make sure I was safe too.
They can also get a reversible hysterectomy, can't they?
Vasectomy.
Oh, is it vasectomy? Hysterectomy is women, isn't it? Yeah, vasectomy.
Yeah.
And then I think, why is that not a thing? Why don't all men have that? And then when
they're ready,
then no one can trick you.
I think it's quite scary though. I mean, I can imagine I'm not a man obviously, but I can imagine from a man's perspective, like having a surgeon come near those kind of tubes and things with knives and cutting certain things. I don't know the exact procedure, but that must be really frightening, the thought of that, you know, to actually, I mean, if that had to happen to me, I would be a bit concerned. And then what if...
But then it's like the flip side, then why do we have to put a pill in our body that stops, you know what I mean? You can argue it either way, can't you?
Yeah, completely agree. I think more needs to be done in terms of looking at alternatives to hormonal contraception, because I do think it's playing a factor in a lot of things. I mean, along with a load of other things, like I think, you know, obviously with society, we are choosing to have children later, which means obviously our bodies are probably not as fertile as they perhaps once were. So that could be a contributing issue to our fertility issues. I think things with food and stuff like that, like some of the produce that we eat.
Yeah, definitely. It's deeper, isn't it?
It's so much deeper. You know, and I really, and it's so common as well, I think. I didn't realise how common it was, but for people struggling to kind of have babies, I know quite a few people that have been through IVF or who are trying or maybe looking at that process. And it's actually a really, really common issue. I was really surprised to learn how common it was, really. But yeah, I think, sorry, we've segued off. Way off.
Yeah, so let's go back to, it was a good point have, but yeah, so you were 14, you met him once, slept with him once. So were you 14 when you got pregnant then?
No, I was 15.
15?
I was 15.
Had you just turned 15?
No, I'd been 15 for like 9 months, I think. So I turned 15 in the September. So we'd been together quite a while. I turned 15 in September, and then in the following August, so before my 16th birthday, was when this happened. So he was round for a week, but it was this one occasion, and I know that because things didn't go quite right. And we didn't panic too much about it, because obviously you hear kind of I know they say, oh, it only takes one time, but you kind of think, well, it doesn't. But it really does only take one time. And then I was pregnant.
How did you find out?
So it was actually my mum, obviously, because she did all my washing and stuff back then, knew what my cycle was. And
Yeah.
she was like, we were on holiday, and she was like, you're 2 weeks late. And I was like, yes, I know. But I didn't think anything of it. I was like, there's no way I'm pregnant. I'm probably stressed. I'm also 15, so my cycles aren't really like clockwork at that time. So anyway, my mum was the one that said, yeah, you're 2 weeks late, we need to do a test. So
Did she like him?
Yeah. We'd been together for a long time. Like,
oh really?
Yeah, so from 14, so I was almost 16, so we'd been together a while.
And only been with him once in that time. Interesting.
I believe so. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, maybe we had prior to that, but it was this one occasion that I can definitely remember. I know that's the occasion, and he will know as well. So we were on holiday, and my mum was like, yeah, you're 2 weeks late. When you get home, we're going to get a pregnancy test. So I was like, yeah, okay. So my mum buys a pregnancy test, and I don't think either her or I was expecting it to be positive, because she then went out to the shops and left me in the house with my brother. And I did the pregnancy test, and I was thinking, oh, it's going to say negative. And straight away, as soon as I peed on that stick, it was like, boom.
Oh, damn.
Big blue plus pregnant. And I started laughing and crying at the same time.
How did you feel in that moment?
Like in disbelief. Like things were not, like it wasn't real. Like I feel like I'm exited my body almost. My brother came running upstairs. He's like, what's wrong? And I'm like crying. You know, like just all these emotions. I'm like, I'm pregnant. My mum came back from the shops, and I told her. And then my mum, I smoked at the time when I was 15.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I did. I was a smoker. It was very much more popular thing to do again back then.
How old were you when you started smoking?
14. I was 14 when I did everything.
That's crazy.
Sex, cigarettes. It was just a year of rebellion for me. So anyway, so my mum wasn't a smoker, and she sat down in the kitchen, and she was like, we didn't smoke in the house either. And she was like, give me a cigarette now.
Really?
When I told her, I said, it's positive. And she was like, I need a cigarette. So she sat there smoking. Obviously, I was very early on at this point. So I also was like, I need a cigarette too. Because I'm shocked, emotional. We sat there, and my mum was like, well, you can, you know, it's fine. We'll get you booked in with the doctor. You can make an appointment, and we will get rid of it.
Oh, okay. So she was firm on the like, no, we're getting rid of it.
Well, and I think...
Did it cross your mind at that point? Keeping it?
Yeah.
Straight away you were like, oh.
I knew at that moment in time that I wanted to have her. I didn't know she was a her at that time, but I knew.
Really?
Yeah, that she was... That was right.
Yeah.
I was anxious, and I think I felt in that moment more pressure to go ahead with an abortion because of my family, because of her dad's family as well. You know, ultimately they were concerned for us as children.
Yeah, of course.
You know, because we were children. You guys cannot raise a child. You cannot possibly raise a child. You haven't got the skills. You know, you're both living at home. You can just about cook yourself dinner and put a wash in. You know, you can't have a kid. So there was a lot of pressure to go along with that. And I did get booked in for an abortion scan. And prior to, I went for the abortion scan, and I didn't look at the picture.
Really?
They don't show you it on an abortion scan because
it connects you to that.
Yeah.
So do you think they should?
No.
Really?
No. I think it's unless that person asks to see, then I think, you know, because why? I mean, it's so early on as well. It probably wouldn't really look like anything, to be honest. That kind of scan was around 5 weeks. I had that, and I said to the people, like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what decision I want to make. And so they put me through counselling sessions to make a decision.
That's good.
Yeah, it was really good.
What were they like? What did they sort of ask you?
Well, I remember this is the one question that I remember her asking me. So she sat me down, and she was like, okay, there's 2 doors. Imagine you go through one door, and that's the door if you have the baby. What does it look like?
Yeah.
And then you go through this door, and this is the door that you go through if you don't have the baby. What does it look like? And I remember saying to the counsellor, oh, the door when I have the baby it's bright coloured, it's yellow, it's happy.
Yeah.
And then what does it look like if you don't have the baby? And I was like, it just doesn't, I don't connect with that. So she was like, well, that's your decision. Your gut is telling you to keep the baby. So then I had to go through like that decision.
How did your part, like, how did her dad react to you being pregnant? How did you tell him, and how quick was it?
Oh, I told him straight away.
Did you call him?
Yeah. And he was, you know, again, pressured, I think, from his family in that moment, which you can understand why, you know what I mean? But yeah, so they were like, you need to make this decision. Anyway, when I first told him, because I then said, I'm going to keep this baby, whether you like it or not. Yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay.
So I was like, that. Yeah. And
how did he react to that?
Not well initially, but he was really supportive as a partner. And so, you know, I eventually kind of came round to the idea. And that was it. We were just signed up for it then. The craziest part about this is in the lead up to me having my daughter, I had to so I only did my GCSEs. I did 2 GCSEs, right? I did my maths and my English. I sacked all the others off. Yeah, I was
Were you allowed to do that then?
Yeah, I sacked all of those off. I was like, I'm going to be a mum now. I want to go and do beauty at college. That's what I'm going to do. I don't need my other GCSEs. I don't need them. Waste of time. I know I'm going for an MVQ in beauty. But I was made to do my like this young mums to be course
within your school.
No, NACRO, which is a National Association for Criminal Rehabilitation. Yeah.
What?
Yep.
Okay, that's a bit crazy.
It was crazy, right? You put a bunch of young pregnant
criminals, like what?
With a bunch of youth offenders.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah. To do your course. So yeah, it's crazy,
isn't it? Yeah.
So it's almost like really criminalizing.
It is, yeah, which is odd. Yeah.
But it gets worse. So anyway, so this course was a brilliant course. It was a lovely course. They were really supportive. They helped us to learn about how to look after a baby, what to expect, like what milestones they should be reaching, what kind of things you needed to prepare for, nursery, education for yourself, those types of things. And also a part of that as well was if you were, because obviously a lot of the people in this course were from low income families. A lot of it was how are you going to support yourself financially, and so there was an element of that course that was connected to benefits.
Okay.
Now, the local paper in the area ran a story that was really positive on this course, like talking about how it was, you know, making sure that these young mums that had these babies weren't going to be like giving their child up to social care, that they were going to be able to provide for them and knew what to do. And then the national papers got hold of this story and spun it. So in the Sun, the Daily Mail, there was like a picture of all these young girls who were pregnant and these really vile stories from 2006, 2005, 2006. If you Google it, you will find those stories. Yeah. And I remember thinking back then, like, you fucking assholes.
Yeah, you thought that then as
well. God, yeah, because they said horrible things. They basically said, like, as a young mum, your child is going to be a burden on society. It's going to end up on benefits. You're going to end up on benefits. You're going to end up with, like, 8 kids by 8 different dads. You're going to, you know, all of this rhetoric that goes with being a young mum.
A lot of shame around it, isn't there?
A lot of shame.
Must have been hard for you.
It was hard. Yeah. But also the best bit about it now is being able to look back and say, haha, haven't I proved you guys wrong?
Yeah.
Because actually, I look at my daughter now and I think, wow, like she's an incredibly intelligent, smart young woman who's going to be an absolute asset to society. And like she goes to one of the top 4 universities in the UK.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Amazing girl. Beautiful, polite.
She is, yeah.
You know,
she's very intelligent,
very clever, kind, loving, you know, an absolute credit.
It's a credit to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But
You've done a good job. Like, it just shows the reflection of you as a parent and the effect that you've had on her. You know, you should be very proud.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She's my absolute world.
Obviously, I've met her loads and she's lovely.
Yeah, and I'm so proud of her. Like, I am so proud of her.
Oh God, you're gonna make me.
Sorry, I'm not going to cry. And it makes me like, I really wish I could like speak to the people that wrote those stories in those papers and be like, look at how wrong you were. You were so wrong. And it's I think speaks to really not judging a book by their cover.
100%.
And that actually having belief in people is a really important thing. And, you know, sometimes they like difficult circumstances can happen to people, but that shouldn't mean that you write them off.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because imagine if she was aborted.
Yeah.
Like,
I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine my life without her.
Yeah.
And she is absolutely like...
She's like your best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice, like the dynamic between you two.
Yeah. It's beautiful. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. She has had a hard life in the sense of things have not been easy. You know, when I did have her, me and her dad were together for a couple of years, and he went to work and he earned £1,000 a month back then.
Damn. Yeah.
We had a house that cost £500 a month just for the shell. And then I went to college, so we were really like scraping the barrel, like really thin.
Yeah. So you did stay then, and yeah. So we stayed together, and for a couple of years, then we broke up. He moved back to Manchester, and then we tried to kind of work things out for a little bit in Manchester. But I think I was young and stupid, and I think it was. We were meant to be friends, really. We were very young when we had her. And then so I came back home. And so I lived at home in the town that I'm from with her. Again, on nothing really, earning no money. And then made a decision that I can't live my life like this. And if I'm going to earn some money, I need to go to university. And I need to make sure that, you know, she can rely on me. Yeah.
Because back then, beauty didn't bring in what it does now, because you didn't have social media, you didn't have Instagram,
it's
you didn't
word
have
of mouth, I bet,
word of mouth, or you had to have your own business, but like you had to own it on the high street kind of thing. So you had to have money to really work in that industry, and otherwise you got paid minimum wage, like from the salons. So I was like, no, I'm going back to university, and that's what I'm doing. So I went back to uni when she was 4.
What did you study?
Occupational therapy, which is what I do now.
Yeah.
And
how old were you when you went back to uni?
I was 21.
Okay, yeah.
And she was 4.
That's the beauty of uni as well, though, isn't it? It waits for you.
Yeah, it does.
Like, you don't need to go to uni straight away.
No.
Like, that waits for you. You can do it even when you're in your 30s, 40s.
Yeah, you really can. And I mean, I remember looking back at that now thinking, oh my God, I'm so old to go to uni. And I was 21.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I mean, there's so many mature students doing all sorts of incredible things out there. So yeah. I'd definitely say, like, you don't have to rush into it. But yeah, so went back, and I didn't want to upskittle our lives and move us out of the town. She'd just started school. You know, I didn't want to like uproot her, put her somewhere near my uni, and then uproot her and bring her back home. So I had to choose a university that was like reasonably local. But the closest one that did the course that I wanted to do was an hour and a half away. So I used to get up in the morning, take her to before school club, drive an hour and a half to uni, go to uni, come back, pick her up from after school club, come back, cook her dinner, do all of that, get her in bed, do homework, that type of stuff.
Did you two just live alone together then?
Yeah, at that time.
Really? How old are you when you lived alone with her?
So 20, from about 19 through to 26. Yeah.
So was she 2 when you split up?
Yeah, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so we do all of that.
Work, like.
really hard. Oh God, yeah. I look back now and think, how did you do that?
Do it? Yeah.
How did you get up every day at whatever time, take her to before school club, then drive an hour and a half to uni, drive an hour and a half back, you know, pick her up, do dinner, do all the housework, make sure that she's done her homework, bathed and in bed, and like you've got her World Book Day costume ready, and then sit down and write a dissertation at night time.
Yeah, that's
and then
crazy.
Get up and do it all again. I don't know, crazy, but I think, I mean, if I tried to do that now, I wouldn't be able to.
It's interesting, isn't it?
But
like when you're young, you're built different, aren't you?
You're built different, and I think I had this like drive to prove myself.
Good.
I was like,
that's amazing.
I was like, I'm not going to fail you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Absolutely, yeah. It's funny, because obviously I only know you now, but like it would be interesting if, like, imagine we met like years ago, like how different that would be.
Yeah.
Well, I guess actually we are. I forget we're different ages.
Yeah.
Like when I speak to you and look at you, I'm like, we're the same age.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
So weird, yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't really see the age difference between us either.
That's reassuring.
No, I don't mean it in that way. Like, I think you do look younger than me. I mean, like, I don't, when we speak, I don't feel...
No, yeah.
It's only based off of certain life experiences in the sense of, obviously, my daughter's now, like, 19.
Yeah.
You know, that's when I realised, like, oh...
Yeah, it's like, there is, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, such an incredible journey. And I would say, you know, I mean, one thing I do want to mention on here about motherhood, and for anybody watching, anybody going through this, is oftentimes when you're pregnant, it's a super, super exciting experience. Not always. Some of them, like, I was lucky to have a really healthy, positive pregnancy. Yeah. I know everybody isn't. You enjoyed it then, lucky.
Your pregnancy?
The first 12 weeks were horrendous. I couldn't get out of bed and
really?
I felt really sick.
Sickness, yeah.
But after that, I was really like blooming. Do you know what I mean?
Good, yeah.
I was cleaning every day, nesting, doing all those things like that the books say you were gonna do. And I felt so mentally and physically prepared to have my daughter. I felt so prepared to give birth to her. And then I gave birth to her, and it hit me like a ton of bricks.
Yeah, I bet.
The responsibility, the fear, the anxiety, it was so much. It just was like bang in my face.
Because now you've got this physical being in front of you.
Right, and they're dependent on me. And I was like, that sent me into a bit of an anxiety, depression. I felt like I didn't know what I was doing. And I think if there are any expecting mums out there, or anyone that's, you know, just recently given birth, or anyone that's had this experience, like, you are not on your own at all. And I think we tend to like brush over this with women when they're pregnant because it's all exciting, you know, and having a new baby is great. And I think often women can feel guilty about feeling this way after their baby's born, because you're supposed to fall in love with this baby straight away, and you're supposed to know what you're doing as a mum, and you're supposed to be able to do all of this. And actually, oftentimes, I mean, I've not had a second child, but I know with my first child and with my only child, that was not my experience at all. I did not know. Doubt, anxiety, didn't know what I was doing. I think it's a common thing for women to experience.
What was your relationship with him like when you gave birth? Was he
horrendous? He was lovely. He was amazing.
Was he supportive? That was what I was going to ask. Yeah. How did he feel about it? Did he struggle to bond with that child?
No, he was an amazing dad. So he got up, he did like all the night feeds. He was a brilliant dad. Amazing. But our relationship suffered massively having a child. It puts a lot of strain on a relationship, because all of a sudden it's no longer like about you two, but it's about, there's a third person involved, and that third,
got to care for that third person,
and the third person is all of a sudden prioritized above everybody.
Did he struggle with the sort of difference in like priorities?
No,
because I feel like some men do struggle with that.
It's a really common thing for guys to struggle with. But no, he really didn't struggle. He was really, really, really good when it came to that. But it just affected our relationship because we didn't have enough time for each other. You know, because all of your time is spent working. Or
especially if you started uni and stuff as well.
Absolutely. In a routine, that type of stuff. So yeah, but he was amazing. He's always been a really good dad. Always been there for her. Never missed like a single play or like parents' evening. Or
what was co-parenting like for you both after he left then? Did he see her? How consistently did he see her? Like, what happened?
So he saw her every other weekend. Obviously there's a distance between us because he was like back up the other end of the country compared to where I was, so it was hard for him to see her more than every other weekend. So he saw her every other weekend, and co-parenting in the beginning was really hard because different people would come into our lives, and let's just say the other person wasn't always the greatest fan of the new person coming into our lives. So things would become tense if there was a new relationship. We would not always agree on the same issues. You know, we would have different ideas about what was right, what was wrong, how we should raise her. And then things just kind of shifted. They became more positive. I think we kind of relaxed a little bit. I think when it comes to co-parenting, that is one thing that I'd say is, you know, you're never going to be the same person with the same views on how to raise a child. But if you can find like a compromise and you're good at that, I think one thing we were really good at doing was making sure that Lexi knew that we were amicable. That was a big thing.
That's good.
So we could always be at parents' evenings together. We could always go and watch her in a play together.
And there was no vibes.
There was no vibes. Good. And that was a big important thing, I think, for both me and him, to make sure that, you know, she was okay. And it's one thing that I remember from my parents separating. It's one of the things that as a child you feel the burden of your parents arguing.
Oh my god, you absorb that energy, don't you?
You absorb it, and it really affects them. So trying to make sure that, you know, she didn't think that we were trying to take sides, or that I wasn't bad mouthing her dad, and vice versa. I mean, obviously there's going to be times where that would happen, but we really tried to keep that to a minimum, and I think that was really quite effective for her. It made her know that, like, regardless of her parents not being together, that she was that there was some form of stability there, that we would always be there for her, and could reach that common ground and see that, which I think was a really important part of her upbringing, really.
How soon did he sort of like get with a new partner? Is he with anyone now?
No, so he it wasn't that, I mean, to be honest with you, it wasn't that soon after, but he married someone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How old was that for Lexi?
I don't know the ins and outs of it. I do know that it was something that she didn't really talk about at the time. It's only stuff that she's kind of opened up about now, really, that is not my place to really talk about on here.
Of course,
but she does have a younger brother from that marriage.
Okay.
So dad has 2 children now, who she adores. She loves him, you know. I mean,
good. They still see each other and stuff.
Each other, and he adores her as well.
How old is the brother? Like, how much of an age difference
so
is there?
I don't know exactly how old he is. I think he's like 9.
Oh, okay. So there's still a good 10 years between them.
Oh god, yeah.
Which is a big age gap.
Massive age gap, He's like a sister mum to him.
How did she feel with that sort of dynamic change now that he's having a new child? Because I know for me, like, I struggled with that. Or was she okay?
Again, at the time, she didn't really express anything. And now, obviously, he's been in her life so long, like, she adores him. So,
of course.
But, you know, she's very much a very closed book. So you have to really, really know her to really know and understand how she's feeling and what she's thinking. She doesn't give a lot away. She keeps her emotions very close to her heart. And so she didn't speak about it at the time.
Okay.
And she wouldn't. But now she's started to talk a lot more about that time in her life. But again, like, just for her, I won't talk about that on here. But yeah, it's a tough experience raising a kid. And I still think even now, like, she's 19, but I'm still, you know, I feel more worried for her now and her safety and her future than I did when she was like 5.
Yeah.
You know, different. I suppose they're different concerns that you have.
She's got more freedom now, isn't she?
Oh, God.
Living away and being at university and stuff.
So much more freedom. It's terrifying. Like, I have her on Find My iPhone.
Yeah.
And people will go, oh, that's really controlling. I'm like, it's not controlling.
No, my mum and I share location as well. I got nothing to hide.
No, exactly. I'm like,
I live with you, so you know, that's fine.
Yeah, and I think it's about being safe, isn't it?
Absolutely,
it's like, actually, if I've not had a response from her, I'm going to check where she is. And if it's going to log up that she's somewhere which I don't recognise, then at least I can kind of alert someone or try and get hold of her or one of her friends. And I don't think it's abnormal or controlling. I'm not saying you can't do this. I'm just saying make sure I know you're safe. That's the only thing I care about, really.
So with obviously having that experience of you being such a young mum, obviously now you're 36. It was her birthday, not mine.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be mine in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So how do you feel now? Would you ever have any more children? How would you feel about that? Because obviously you've done it now.
Yeah. I feel like my time is running out too quickly. That's my honest answer. I feel like it's very unfair that women seem to have this clock that we have to like rush by. Because I wouldn't want that opportunity to be taken away from me ever. Like, if I make a decision to have a child, I want to know that that opportunity is going to be there for me forever. But the reality of that is it isn't. You know, and like, I'm 36. I don't know when I'm gonna run out of time, but soon. And that's really sad. I would have another child, but I would want to be in a incredibly secure relationship, in a marriage, and to know that I had been through thick and thin with that person and they'd had my back. And I don't think I'm gonna do that in enough time. But you know, you never know. But it takes time to have those experiences with someone and know that you want to have a child with them.
Would you do it on your own again? Or would you really not want to? That's why you'd want it to be like secure and potentially marriage.
I would do it on my own, and I think in a way I would be a very different mum to the mum that I was now. Now I'm older,
a bit more relaxed,
wiser, maybe more relaxed, but maybe that child would have different experiences too, in terms of they'd probably have a lot more not going for them, that's not the right word. They'd have a lot more, like, you know, my income's better now. I've got more opportunities. I can give them a better life than I could give my daughter at the time. But I don't know if that would turn them into a bit of an arsehole.
Potentially, yeah.
And I think the reason why she is turned into the child that she is, or the adult that she is now, is because she had to face those troubles and she had to grow up alongside me almost, and she witnessed the hardship and she witnessed the struggle.
Well, you were a child.
I was a child, and so I think maybe taking that away from a child and just handing everything to them on a plate, they might end up being a bit entitled.
I literally had this conversation yesterday about, I was talking about, because obviously, you know, like, I've been through a lot as well, and with those experiences, it's made me really tough, you know, and I am very wise to all those sorts of things and like negative behaviors, so I would pick my partner very wisely, and I would want to provide them sort of the childhood that I wish that I had something a bit more smoother sailing, where the parents are together and they actually get along. But then it's funny, I was talking to this person and we were saying, but then would that make them like me, you know, like, or like us? Because then would you be naive to the world? It's so hard, isn't it? It's like a double-edged sword.
It really is. I think sometimes the lessons we need to learn in life comes from those hardships.
Absolutely, yeah.
And actually you wouldn't be the person you were today if you hadn't have been through that.
We said, would you trade in your past experience and trauma for a better life?
What did you say?
No, I wouldn't. As horrible as some of the experiences I've had and how difficult they were, they've really shaped me.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for those experiences and that, the fact that it shaped me.
Yeah. I think there's something to be said for that, definitely.
Yeah.
What about you? Do you want children?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's something I've and ahed about. When I was a lot younger, I always said, yeah, definitely. And then I sort of got a bit older and life got very difficult, like more difficult than when I was really young. And then I think I just had a bit of a negative taste of like men and like just those sorts of experiences, and I didn't want that experience for me. And I think then as well, like when I was 21, I really gained my freedom like big time, and I started to really enjoy life, like that was I would say 21 for me was when I truly actually started to enjoy life. And then I was quite set on, no, I don't want kids. Like I didn't, because I wasn't prepared for that sort of change and that sacrifice. But now I'm a bit older, I think I would like to have children, and I would like to sort of prove to myself that I can be a good parent and sort of, I guess, live through my child in a sense.
Yeah.
Of like giving them what I would have liked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you have any concerns about having children, like in today's world? Is there anything that makes you think
there's definitely a lot of things that worry me, I think. I see, this is one thing I always wonder about school. I don't know if I would want to send my children to public school. I feel like I would consider, if I wouldn't have a kid until I'm like really super well off, like where I can sort of have this, I wouldn't want my life to change in any way as such. I just like to do it with a child and my partner, and I would like to have the sort of means to be able to do that. But I think I would think about homeschooling and just it, like if I had the money to be able to do that.
Okay. And
I think like I've still got a good circle of friends, so like they would be socialized still, and I'd take them to clubs and things like that, do loads of activities. But I don't know, I feel like public school is starting to get a bit, I don't want to get too political, but,
we're
darting back to our politics. We don't want to go there, but like you know what I mean. It's just a bit scary, I think, and just the way of like what the world is like now. There's so much hate and evil in the world, and that makes me so sad. And I worry about what life will be like for them when they're an adult, because it's changed so much for me.
Yeah.
I
think one of the things, I agree. I think there's a lot of hate, but there's also a lot of good. I look out there and I think there's so much good going on in the world out there too. It's just we don't hear about it.
Yeah.
Because the news aren't interested in reporting that to us. But one of the things that I was watching David Attenborough the other day on a documentary, and I was like, ooh, actually you could even get into like the whole debate of if we were to have children at the rate that we used to have them at, that would be horrific for the planet, because we wouldn't be able to like sustain the number of people. Like there wouldn't be enough food to go around, like environmentally it just kind of wrecks the planet and stuff. So I think perhaps some people are even choosing not to have children based on that too. Yeah. Based on freedom as well.
We are in a population decline now, though, which I guess it is scary, because is it sustainable? But then I totally get why women are choosing not to, because I have that experience as well, like I've had rubbish experiences with men, and just like seeing how my parents' dynamic was, that was everything I would not want in a relationship between both of them. And I'm not saying more one or the other, they both played absolute equal parts in that, and that's just not what I would want, and then getting older, then my dating experience, unfortunately I come to realize, there are a lot of arseholes out there. And I just think, I would hate nothing more than to be trapped with, because you're tied to that person forever.
For life.
And that scares me.
You were tied to that person for life. People think, you have it. I mean, obviously that other person can run off, but realistically, you were tied every Christmas, birthday that your child goes through, every life event, their wedding, potentially, when they have children, you've got your grandkids, you
Mm-hmm.
are going to be at family events with that person for the
Forever.
rest of your life.
Yes, so that's why I always
Yeah.
think you should choose very wisely.
Yeah.
And I totally get it, because, you know, my experiences weren't great. And I thought, oh, I actually kind of lost faith, you know, and I think it doesn't help when you see a lot of like men and they have podcasts that maybe they're not super clued up in what they're talking about. And they kind of, you know, I feel like we went through a bit of a movement where men kind of wanted a mummy.
Yeah.
They want, and I don't want to be a mummy to a grown adult.
Well, like,
you
it's
know?
like, yeah, so can you cook, can you clean, that
Yeah,
type of
that's
things
just
that
not
they're
what I would-
valuing in women.
Yeah,
Women
like,
are so much more than that,
oh,
aren't
so
they?
much more.
Yeah.
And like, my idea of a perfect relationship, if I could envision it, would be someone who is a friend, who, obviously not just a friend, but you get what I mean. Like, the friendship needs to be there first, because if I don't even like you as a person, you can be really attractive, but if I don't like you, then there's nothing. Like, mine would be someone who is kind and actually kind, and just authentic. Authenticity is something I look for. Someone who is emotionally intelligent enough where if I'm going through something hard, I can have these conversations. You know, I've said before, my friends Gemma and Harley, fantastic, right? I look up to them massively. Like, they are so inspirational to me. And both of them are absolutely, shout out to you guys. But both of them, I know I've spoken about them a lot, but they are like some of my best friends, and that is what they have is exactly what I would want, and I know it exists, you know. And just, yeah, like I envision where, like, because I'm a business babe. I enjoy working. I enjoy working. I would never want to rely on someone else for money. I would like if you're well off as well, and I've got my own thing going on, and we come together and, you know, we have a space together. But I would like to know that if that ever was to end, I've got myself, like, I'm good, you know.
My stepmom always said, never, ever, ever rely on a man for money. Never do it. Like, never back yourself into that corner, because it is a trap, and you can't leave.
Yeah, and the people that obviously there are some men that genuinely do want to provide for the woman.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I love being taken out for a meal, and I do believe I like that sort of chivalry. You know, being like opening the chat. I like to feel feminine, you know. I enjoy that feeling, but I still would always want to work, and I wouldn't want all of the housework to be, you know, I wouldn't want to have to sacrifice my work, just mine, to then sit at home and do all the cooking and cleaning. It's just, I know I'm not shitting on anyone that wants to do that, but that is just, for me personally, I would never want that for myself. I want to be able to, you know, have a job and enjoy work, and I think it's important as well, and have your life filled with, you know, other people. I think, you know, men and women, you need to work on your circle first.
Absolutely.
You know, especially, like, you know, I think if you're in a relationship, you need time apart. You know, I want to have time with my girls, you have time with your boys, and we come together, and I just want that space to be sacred, you know. But I think it's so hard, because, and that was the bit I struggled with wanting children, is that, you know, all of these men were kind of angry at women, you know, and they're like saying, oh, about feminism and stuff is I think there is toxic femininity. Don't get me wrong. There definitely is. I think there's, and you need balance, but that's what I want. I don't want it to be, you know, a specific, like, I know that men and women do things differently, and we have strengths, and I think you should play to those strengths 100%. You know, and I think it is really important to have a man in the house as well, you know, that it can further enforce sort of rules, and, you know, because I remember for me, like, oh my god, I was terrified of my dad, but like my mum, like, you know, but
same.
And I think that's a universal experience, you know, with your mum, you back chat her a bit, but then my dad comes in and I'm like, oh fuck, like, then I'm like, you know,
scary,
very scary, but yeah, I don't know, like, now I think they do exist, and I've had some experiences where, you know, I've met really great guys, but because I viewed those sorts of positive traits as feminine, I thought, well, they're just friends. When in reality, you know, I then lose those people, and I realized I should have just done it, because you do lose them. So yeah, I just had those worries in the beginning, but I feel like now I would quite, like, now I feel like I've learned a lot of the lessons. I would be better equipped at making the decision, because I know exactly what I want now. So as long as I get that, then I know that I will be able to have a really, like, loving and safe relationship.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say that's why I've sort of, his opinion has changed for me again.
So now you want children.
Now I would like children, yeah.
Aww.
I think, yeah.
So cute. It's been a lovely episode.
Yeah.
Really cute.
Yeah, I've enjoyed this one. It was good.
Same.
I hope you feel okay.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Okay.
Amazing episode. I'm really happy we filmed it.
Good, me too. Feels nice to go back to our, like, usual content.
So nice.
Yeah. Sorry, we did take a little detour because I took some advice from other people who said, you know, or men that said maybe we should talk less about men and, like, or just those things. But I feel like it is the feminine perspective, and I want, you know, our audience, our target audience really is women.
It's women.
You know? And
sorry,
I think
guys.
you know, but I think it's good to have a target audience. And I think men can still, I mean, I think if you're not a red flag, like, you could still enjoy our content. You know? I know my male friends enjoy the content and they listen, you know, they had no problem. But, you know, I think, I'm glad we've sort of come back to our usual stuff. Because we want it to be an escape for people than just that maybe can listen to our real life stories and actually relate.
Yes. Definitely.
We want this to be a safe space, yeah.
It is a safe space. We've got safe cushions.
Yeah.
We've got a safe bed. We've got our new...
backdrop.
Yeah, our new set,
Yeah.
if you like. We're going up in the world.
We are, yeah. It's exciting, though. It's nice
exciting
to see the slow growth.
Yeah, slow growth, bit by bit.
Yeah.
This is a journey that we're both committed to.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be amazing. And I'm so happy we're going back to our girly chats that we have.
Me too.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well,
lovely.
Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, comment, follow us on Spotify, all of those lovely things. And we will catch you next Sunday.
Thanks, guys.